The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch ADEBOYE, has said the Nigerian government has enough money to provide palliatives for every citizen, but that corruption and lack of accountability are the country's problems. ADEBOYE added that the church, for example, spent between 250 million naira and 400 million naira monthly on corporate social responsibility, saying the government must attend to the demands of the people. The cleric spoke at the monthly Thanksgiving service at the RCCG headquarters, Throne of Grace, Ebute-Metta, Lagos State. ADEBOYE, who was represented by the Assistant General Overseer, Administration and Personnel, Pastor Johnson Odeshola, said he was full of praises to God for intervening in the COVID-19 crisis in the country. The Thanksgiving service was themed Victory Over Lockdown. ADEBOYE said, to say there is not enough money to give juicy palliatives to Nigerians is an understatement because Nigeria has the money, but the problem known to everyone is corruption and lack of accountability. For example, in RCCG, we spend a substantial amount of money on corporate social responsibility of between 250 million naira and 400 million naira every month. While commenting on the hike in the pump price of fuel and electricity, ADEBOYE noted that the government needed to be considerate with its people and reconsider introducing such policies at a time people were getting relief from the scourge of COVID-19. So guys, Pastor ADEBOYE has said he has revealed the problems of Nigeria, and the problems of Nigeria, according to what he said, is corruption. Not that the government does not have money, but the government is always coming out to say they don't have money. Not that the government does not have money, but the government will never agree to the fact that there's no money in the country. And the other time, we learned that even while people were crying that they were not giving palliatives, that the government was not giving palliative, although the government came out that within 1 week they were able to share 100 billion naira to the member of the public. You know, they always say the poorest of the poor. We don't have data. We don't have a biometric of people collected. You don't even know who is who. You don't have a whatever. There is no, we don't have the numbers of the people. Everything is just a guesswork. Oh, today, 120 million, 200 million, 300 million. They will just be quoting number. Nobody knows the actual date. Things are not well documented. They will tell you there's no money, but at the end of the day, we learned that the so-called big men, the so-called whatever, they were getting palliatives even in living in surplus, because they were telling us that they were giving to the poorest of the poor. And meanwhile, these guys are collecting money. It was a case of the case that happened in NDDC, and also the lawmakers, they got palliatives as well. Those top politicians, they got palliatives during the lockdown, and they were telling, and this kind of palliatives they were getting, it's not not all this small money they are giving 20,000 naira. You know what it means? Those who are already fed, those who are over, those who are already full, they were fed, and yet they were sharing money among themselves. The other day, the NDDC man, I don't know, the Ponde, he was saying, what do you expect us to do? We have to settle ourselves. They settle themselves. Do you want to tell us that those ones are poorest of the poor? No. From that note, of course, ADEBOYE himself will know, because all of them know that there's money in the country. They know where the money is, but they use the money to fund their lifestyles. Once the money comes in, they will have to settle all of them with all those their humongous salaries that they are collecting. They don't have money. But the government will never tell you they don't have money. But I have never heard any day that all these politicians and past governors and what have you, they complain that their money or their salaries are not being paid. Whether when they are in government or after they must have left. Even the ones that have left, they are, before you that you are collecting 20,000, 30,000 naira, before you collect your money, somebody who is collecting billions of naira or millions of naira as a pension, they will settle them first. And even while they were there, they didn't do any meaningful thing. They all did nothing. They did nothing. The ones that are there now did nothing. They are just there collecting salaries, and at the end of the day, they will move out. Yes, they will pay them their own salaries, whether you are still serving or you have served. They will still pay them. They will settle them first before. Then, if it's not the one that is the remaining one, they will not say there's no money again. That is what has been happening. If you want to talk about the church, that one is a different ballgame entirely. But from what he said, that they spend close to 200 to 400 million naira monthly on corporate whatever. I don't know whether the people who are in church, whether they are not crying of hunger. Whether they are not crying of hunger. That is where the church needs to come in. You are saying on corporate responsibility. What are corporate responsibility? People are coming to church and they are hungry with empty stomach. The same way, most of them, I don't know whether redeemed to whether they gave money. All of them, they were giving billions of naira to the government during the palliative, things that they were supposed to share among the people. Whether it went around is a different ball game entirely. So, the problem of Nigeria is corruption and lack of accountability. Well, Pastor, you are one of the problems, according to what this person is saying. Sanctus Mbuk, you say, Pastor Adeboye, you are one of the problems. Someone say, how? How is he part of your problem? Watch your tongue, and how is he part of your problems? You are only trying to justify how much of our money is squandered monthly. Papa Adeboye, you have been lectured what to tell the public by Pastor Yemi Osinbajo, a pastor in your church and vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let us know the signatories to your church bank account. It is you and your family member. Daddy Adeboye, please, it is not out of place for you to seek audience with the president again. The president is not likely to hear from the pulpit. His aides will not allow him to hear that. The president does not know what is going on in his society because his aides only make him to hear what is sweet and never let him know the pains the citizens are going through. Please, sir, meet the president again and let him know that the people he swore to protect and defend are being crushed by the policies of his government. I totally disagree with this. Why would people be making excuses for a president? What is he now doing there? That he does not know what is happening. They always say, oh, the age. Does it mean he does not read, he does not go online to see what is happening? How can you sit down? Somebody will be feeding you with all manner of things. The society that you were before you went into power, you got into power, you were there, you know what has been happening. You can pick up your phone, you can just see what is happening. People are crying on social media. Why can't he go there? Did they bar him from going on social media? Somebody who claims that is experienced, then somebody will come and tell you all manner of stories, and you know the system before you got in. That is totally unacceptable, in my opinion. It's totally unacceptable that somebody will saying, people are fond of saying it. They will tell you, oh, the president doesn't know much. You know what? You know that all those all this whatever, all those psychophants. No, because you want yourself to be fed with lies. I disagree with that. It's only somebody who is not sound that anybody, every Dick and Harry will come and tell you what is not. You that you have experience, you know how all these things play out. When you get there, you know, oh my goodness, that is showing level of incompetence. That's somebody will come and tell me when you know the situation of Nigeria, not that you are a baby. Even youth cannot even say that they don't know what is happening. Unless maybe they want to tell us that the sweetness of the power, it overwhelms them, or it overtakes them. They don't even reason for anybody. How can we say that? It can't even come out. I don't just understand. Unless maybe there's an agenda, because not even only this particular person, a lot of people have been coming out to make excuses. Oh, psychophants will be telling him what he wants to hear. For what? You that you want to work, somebody now come and be telling you. Then why can't you? There's a way you need to investigate them. There's a way you need to investigate those who are working with you. You don't know what is happening. But when he was in London, when he went to one of his medical trip in the UK, he came back. He said while he was in his room, he was seeing all the things that the HIPOB members were doing with Nnamdi Kanu. He was seeing the way they were doing. They were going back. He was seeing everything. So who told you he does not know what is happening in the country? If he was in the UK, he was seeing everything. He was seeing everything on social media, online. He was seeing everything. So you are now in Nigeria and you don't know what is happening. Second base, in my opinion. Second base. And after all, somebody's advising Adeboye to go back. So when he went there, what did he tell him? When he went there, he was there. Was it not? It's less than 2 weeks that he went there. He came out. He couldn't tell anybody anything. What did he go and do there? So who are you talking to? You have your son who is in government. So what are you people talking about? Like somebody said, maybe that was what Oshibaju has been feeding him with. God will help us in this country. God will really help us in this country. We all are aware of these problems already, but how come the problems are not going away? Or do we go spiritual about this? The words of elders are words of wisdom and knowledge. Once hear it and get wiser and take right decisions on threatening challenges. So guys, leave your comment below and let's have your take on this.